Hi. I'm just it's so beautiful outside. It really is. It's lovely fall weather, and the wind is blowing, the leaves are flying around. I'm feeling the breeze come in, and the flowers move, and I have my little candle here for additional light. But I just got really excited because I heard MJ's message from earlier this year, actually in May of this year. And you know how sometimes like you pick certain videos on YouTube, and then other ones pop up that are like similar. And so this was one that she did at the end of May, and I thought, okay, well, how interesting to maybe look at that to see where I was, trying to remember where I was in May. And now that we have the lunar eclipse in Gemini, and we're getting close to that 6 months out period, right? Or no, it is, right? November, yeah. Gosh, I'm bad at math. But I was trying to reflect and think, and I'm like, well, I started my new position June 1st. And so I know emotionally there was a lot of other stuff going on the few months before, just some truths coming out. But the big truth, I think, that kind of was a catalyst for this whole transformation process for me right now was really the disappointment of how things had progressed in my life personally, that I allowed to happen, right? That I gave permission by not taking action, by not causing that little rock to tumble, right? For fears of these beliefs of marriage, these beliefs of and constructs around family and relationships and things that we're brought up to believe in. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it, it serves a purpose, but for me, it just so happened to be things that were holding me back. This belief that I couldn't do anything anymore, that what do they say? It's like you made your bed, so lay in it type of thing, where you feel like the pressures of society don't allow you to really break through, right? The illusion of these chains that we put on ourselves, that society puts on us. And so when you have that realization of like, you know what, it doesn't have to be this way. It could be different, right? If I choose for it to be different. And so, it's funny, she talked about anxious nights, that I wouldn't be sleeping around that time, and the result of all of that point in time then was this lack of self-reflection of how of learning the lessons that were being in front of me, that I was living. And so it was just interesting to hear her talk about that, and what I was experiencing at that time. And she talked about the triangles, which I thought was really crazy. She talked about the five. She talked about, and then she said, this is about you becoming. And then she kept saying, this is about you becoming a teacher. This is about you becoming, she kept saying, you becoming, you becoming. And then I was just like, where have I heard that before? And then I was just like, oh, duh, that's the name of the, the YouTube channel, which I can't take credit for. This was all Rem's idea, the names, and I appreciate his creativity and his help with starting that process with me. And so I love him dearly, and I hope he's doing well. But that was all his name, his creativity tapping in. But I thought that was really neat how she just kept, not necessarily that she kept reinforcing it. It's this whole concept of synchronicities, these meaningful coincidences, and I'm choosing to resonate with that. I'm choosing to take that piece of information that she shared and making meaning for it for me, and running with that, and choosing to make meaning so that I can keep allowing my creativity to flow, right? It's a choice. to believe. You know, it's a choice to believe. It's a choice to have faith. It's a choice to trust. But anyway, she kept, you know, stressing that. And then she talked about that I was going to also make a choice about love. And I forgot what else she said, but she mentioned the magician. I was just like, yes, because I'm the magician, right? I'm the number one. At least in my story. I'm sure there's more than one magician, but then she talked about this continued concept about the triangles, which excited me because she said, you're not ready yet. And then she said, I'm in the gestation period of birthing something new. And she said, she kept referring to the triangles about, you know, God, higher self, and me. So there's certain triangles that, you know, like third party situations or whatnot that, you know, are not, are concerning. And then when she was mentioning like God, higher self, and you know, me or whatever, that those were more like acceptable. But again, it's like a perspective, right? Someone's perspective of what that means. But it was just funny that she was highlighting the triangles, because I've been drawing triangles like crazy, putting different things. And the one that she said, also God, me, and higher self, was one of the many triangles that I was putting together, the symbols. And so I just thought that was really neat to see and experience 6 months out. Here I am. I didn't even realize, right, that that's what was going on. And she had mentioned, she's like, you're going through this internal transformation and you don't even know it. You know, and that's just how amazing God, creator, source is, right? How he uses us to move forward in life. And if we allow ourselves to, that's really the key thing, is free will and choice. If we allow ourselves and embrace the unknown, embrace those fears, embrace learning those life lessons, right? And allow the transformation to unfold within us, the possibilities are endless. And so that was pretty amazing, I thought, for me personally, as part of my journey and experience. But so then I saw some of these cards. I have these little cards that I kind of post on my little desk area just for motivation. And one of them says, when you look around, this life is pretty amazing, right? You know, when you look around, this life is pretty amazing. And you know, every day is a fresh start. We have an opportunity every day to make the most of it. And sometimes we just don't know where to start, but all we have to do is start somewhere. It doesn't matter where. And all that takes is for us to be brave, you know, be bold, be brave, and be you becoming. And really the whole point of it is finding something that you believe wholeheartedly is what you're meant to do, you know, for service of others, right? Out of love, that it comes out, you know, doing what you love. There's so much truth behind that, right? Finding what that is for you, making your dreams happen, and not being afraid to outdream yourself, right? Like, I love these, and I alternate them, you know, and then once you do that, and you have faith, and you start planting those seeds, and you entertain, because that's really it. Like, if you're not sure, just entertain the idea, right? Like, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. I remember in grad school, I had a great professor. I admired him so much. You know, he School of Social Work, he was the only professor I had that did not have his license. And he was a professor at SE. And I was just blown away by his confidence, and such a great clinician, right? I mean, I was just amazing class, amazing cohort. And I was just so much more admiring that he didn't need a license to feel like he was enough, you know? And so I think that was probably why it took a little bit to get my license. It was just like, I don't need it, right? And plus, I didn't really think I was going to stay in mental health. But anyways, he talked about how sometimes we just have to F it till we make it, right? Fake it till we make it. And so But when you do, when you take that leap of faith, right, then you have to believe that things are about to get really good. You have no other choice. You took that leap of faith, right? And you have to believe. You have to believe the power of thought, right? The power of manifestation, the power of you know, just writing. I mean, we do it in just so many other subtle ways, right? When we write our goals out, when we do our vision board. I have my mini vision board. I don't know if you guys can see it up there. I created those two over the summer this past year, and I look at it often and I think, wow, like I didn't even realize, like that first one is all about God, right? What's old is new again. True strength goes the distance. A better way is on the way. Goodbye to all that. Better input, better output. Service, serenity. I mean, I'm blown away by what I'm doing right now, and how it's tying into all of that, and even my personal one too. It's, I have in there, this is my adventure. Read any good books lately? Because I wasn't making time to read, so my sanctuary awaits. I just realized that this is my sanctuary. I've always wanted like a place for myself that I can go to, where I can retreat to from the busyness of the day and the craziness of the world, right? That it's just peaceful and just the way I like it. So I'm grateful. I am so grateful and appreciative. That's what MJ said. There's a difference. She said there's a difference between being grateful and then appreciating, what's around you, being more mindful. And so I'm going to take that to heart, and just be more, I mean, I have gratitude all over, but appreciating, I think, is that other missing piece to help it feel a little more balanced, in regards to that experience of being grateful, is appreciating what that is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the moment and live every moment like it's your last.